Dogs' white vans ran through the village. While they couldn't fire shots outside, all members were carrying stun guns that fired electric needles. While poor on range, they could subdue a target instantly. If flippers flinch, they could change between merely stunning or killing their target. The perfect weapon for people like the mountain dogs. Vans separated the groups and headed for the mountains. They were planning to surround their enemies and then smoke them out. Commander, all units are standing by in position. Very well. Major, please give the order. I got it mixed up for what I was Takano for a second. Okay, she's in uniform now. This is Takano. Make sure you capture R alive. I don't care if you kill the rest. Don't let them escape. Finish it right there. Nightingale, Skylark, Heron, start hunting. Phoenix will be the goalkeeper and will be reserve. Be ready for anything. Phoenix, 7, watch that. Let's begin. Mountain dogs started marching, spreading out in a line with a few meters between them. This bandit side was a savage land where not even the villagers would dare tread. There were some trails, but no paved roads for human beings. It required an enormous amount of diligence and patience to hunt on a mountain like this. All the dogs were very, very nervous. They were told that most of their enemies were children, but there were a few well-trained adults with them as well. It's funny, because none of them are actually in that team. In addition, they were supposedly armed quite heavily, and they knew the layout of the terrain quite well. It was obviously going to be a tough battle. Okonogi, how many people do you usually need to search a mountain? It's hard to say, but I'm sure that the more people we have, the better position we'll be in. All the mountain dogs put together won't be even close to enough. But our enemies are just a small group of people. Don't you think we're at an advantage? Well, you know what people always say. It takes thrice the forces to break a defense. We have twice more than on our side. Well, that theory works if we're talking about thousands of soldiers. It doesn't work in smaller scale battles. The US Armed Forces proved that in the Vietnam War. Then in this case, how great of a force do you think you need to search this mountain, Okonogi? Whatever works, I guess. I don't know what you mean by that. What would be an appropriate military force? Considering what happened this morning, we have to conclude that their commander is extremely brilliant. They also have at least 2 weapon experts, at least 1 close combat expert. Okay, I see that, but the rest are all kids, aren't they? That's what I think too, but we're in their territory. One kid who knows an area well enough can be equal to a finely trained patrol unit. They're more troublesome than you think, Major. Then, tell me how great of a force you'll need to actually suppress them. We'll need 1 division. Let me explain what I mean by that. 3 or 4 mountain dogs make a battalion, 3 or 4 battalions make a regiment. Finally, 3 or 4 regiments make a division. Are you saying we need 30 times as many people? Of course, that alone isn't enough. We need to get in touch with an artillery base and request an advance bombardment. We could get help from the air. I'd want a phantom to drop napalm bombs. You've got to be kidding me. We don't have that much force at our disposal. What do you think would happen if we tried to chase them down with our current manpower? You know, if they tried to napalm bomb them, that would certainly, alert everyone to something suspicious going on, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, those are just fireworks. Well, it won't be easy, that's for sure. Okonogi laughed boldly. He said it wouldn't be easy, but he also seemed to be implying that he was the only one capable of doing it. Although this is their territory, they just got there a little while ago. They don't have a base and they don't even have time to set up traps. Well, that's where you underestimate them, because Satoko always has traps there. I don't think they've had enough time to use their knowledge of the mountains to their advantage. Takano listened to Okonogi's explanation. She felt a little anxious. When she pretended to be friendly with Satoko a long time ago, she used to tell Takano all about her mounting. So Takano obviously knows better than to think they haven't got traps set up there. Takano remembered how Satoko told her about All kinds of traps were set up, but she couldn't recall which mountain Satoko was talking about. Skylock the base, we've located some of the targets. We can't see all. We're still searching. We can use them as hostages, capture them even if R isn't there. Nightingale, did you hear that? Gather up the nearby units and block their escape route. Roger, we'll back you up. Well, of course. They'd want to cut off our escape route, wouldn't they? Some fallen trees were leaning against a much larger pine tree, forming a natural scaffold. A small hut made out of plywood had been built on top of them. It was one of Satoko's many secret bases. It was in a perfect spot since Mion could see the foot of the mountain well. Wait, did Satoko build that? Or did she just use it as a secret base? I mean, she's good at setting up traps, so maybe she's good at, like, setting up kind of like treehouse kind of things and stuff.
Wow, this just went just as Michan expected.
Well then, we'll see what they've got, huh?
Can we win? Can we?
What are you talking about? Our enemy's commander is worthless. They need at least one division, but they're trying to attack us with just a single company. What are they thinking? We'll see just how many of them will be able to go back down the mountain in one piece today. Damn it! The Skylark 2, we're being attacked. Shit, don't let them get away. They let loose tons of logs. Skylark 6 sprained his ankle, unable to resume. We'll go on back. Don't let them escape. Keep chasing them until the end. Don't even give them a chance to rest. Skylark 11, we've encountered a trap. Skylark 12 and 13 probably have concussions. Would have been dead if we weren't lucky. Skylark 16, the trap got me. I'm tangled in steel wires, unable to escape. I can't cut them with my knife. Somebody bring a wire cutter. Chaotic radio transmissions came in one after another. Obviously, Okonogi had been wrong about the mountain dogs being in an adventurous position. Nightingale 10 to base. Those bastards disguised a pit trap with a well. 2 members fell in, unable to rescue them. We need help. Huh? What? Stop! What's the matter, Nightingale 10? Come in, Nightingale 10. This is Nightingale 10. I've been hit. I was put from behind. Nightingale 9 and through 11 are in the well now. We're unarmed, but unable to escape. Shit. Base to Nightingale, your backup is being attacked. The enemy can see your movements. Watch out! This is Nightingale 1. I have a question. How can they see our movements? There's no UAV in the air or anything. Skylark 1 to base. We failed in our pursuit. We lost them. This is impossible. This mountainside is full of traps. We already had a lot of injured men and only covered a short distance. Heron 1 to HQ. We found R and some of her friends. We're going after them. We need assistance immediately. So they're probably like just having Rika out in the open. It's like, yeah, come over here, and then they fall into the traps while they're thinking, we're going in. Wah! They're being quite careless, surprisingly, aren't they? They split up, huh? This plan is to confuse and entangle us with traps. Heron 1, be careful. They're luring you into a trapped area. They're splitting up to divert us and are planning an ambush. It's an extremely advanced tactic. There have already been many injuries in the other units due to those traps and ambushes. Be careful. Be prepared for anything. Heron 1. Heron 1. Heron 2 to base. Heron 1 is trapped. Come on, somebody cut the rope. Rest you, keep going. Don't let R escape. Nightingale 1 to base. Nightingale 7 and his team have gone silent. It's very possible that they're being attacked. Allow us to send assistance. Heron 5, 3 of our unit members have been knocked out by falling drums. What the hell is this? Are there more of those ahead of us? This is Skylark 13. I was down. There's one of them now. I'll chase him down. Damn now, gotta get to you. Stop, Skylark 13. You can't take them down by yourself.
Oh, come out. Wherever you are, come on this way.
Damn kid. Wait right there. They're pretty much, they're highly trained and all that, but they've been really foolish, aren't they? They allowed themselves to get, emotional and, get angry, and like pursue without thinking, and then falling right into more traps. Skylark 13 chased Satoko with an enraged snarl on his face, but Satoko ran for the woods effortlessly. Small branches scratched his body all over, but he continued to chase Satoko. Satoko ran like the wind. To her, she was simply running in her own backyard. Who would get injured in a place like that? Well, you could get injured in your own backyard. As Skylark 13 ran after her, he passed many mountain dogs who couldn't even move because of Satoko's traps. The more of his trap fellows he saw, the more he wasn't sure if the girl he was after was really a girl. Just something that looked like one. It's gonna be like, Satoko is actually a boy! He reached an area where logs were stacked up in piles. It seemed like the trees in the area were being chopped down. It was a rather strange scene. Isn't this the area where, no, it can't be, because that was in the past. But it does kind of look like maybe even is the same screen, just reused. Where Keiichi's father saw Rika and Hanyu playing in the field and was like, I will move here with my son and wife, and we will build a fabulous mansion here. Well, it wasn't a mansion, but it was a pretty big house, so I guess you could call it a mansion. On his way there, Skylark 13 saw a member from a different unit hanging upside down from a tree, and he also saw feet sticking out of a pitfall. Rather strange scene indeed, yes. Just had to check if I read that out. There was a member whose foot was tied to the foot of a root of a tree with a device that looked like a pair of handcuffs. He reached this area after seeing all of them. He suddenly started sweating all over his body. Skylark 13 realized that he had been lured into a trap. Well, it's a bit more than one trap. It's like if he somehow managed to avoid one trap, there's plenty more where that came from. He had been caught in a snare. She had tricked him. The girl was standing in the middle of the open area, calmly bouncing on a stump. She was simply looking at him. Shit, he thought, she's trying to lure me in. Skylark 13, I chased one of them to an open field. I'll catch her, I'll get her. It's 9-7, I'm the one hanging behind you. That isn't a girl, that's a demon. If you chase her, you'll end up in hell. Base Skylark 13, that's enough. Wait for assistance. Some nearby members are on their way.
What's the matter, huh? If you want to catch me, you need to step forward about 10 meters.
There's only 10 meters. If he walked about 10 meters, he would catch that bratty little girl. How many steps did he have to take to walk 10 meters? If he took 10 steps to walk 10 meters, that meant there would be 10 more chances of stepping on a trap. But it was only 10 steps. You can catch her after just 10 steps. Can you imagine if he did like the most insane long jump to try to get there and he misses it by one step and falls into a trap? That'd be hilarious.
Well, if you really want to catch me, why not take your first step? Come on.
How was he going to take his first step? That area with weeds looked suspicious, but the bare ground looked suspicious too. What if he jumped onto a tree stump? No, that was what you wanted him to do. Cold sweat was dripping off of Skylark 13's body. He only needed to take 10 steps. So why was he so nervous about taking the first one? Skylark 13, from what I can see, the tree stumps look okay. You can jump on them. Don't, Skylark 13, this is 9-8, the one tied to the tree roots. Tree stumps must be traps. There are too many stumps there, and that's just too suspicious. Can you hear me, Skylark 13? Don't go into any bushes, it's dangerous. Don't step on the weeds. The open ground is dangerous too. Shit. Then when should I step? You want me to fly?
What on earth are you doing? I'm growing bored waiting for you.
It's 9-9, the one who's tied up. My head is being patted by one of the targets. She says that it's a trap field. Then, supposedly, that girl's magnum opus is set up there. You should be extra careful. If he's having his head patted, that's gotta be Rika, right? So, that's gotta add ultimate insult to injury. Not only getting patted on the head by the enemy, but the very target thereafter. That'd be hilarious. You've gotta be kidding me. Did he say magnum opus? What does he mean by magnum opus? then what about all the other traps? Wouldn't they hear a magnum opus? I wonder what magnum opus would look like in Japanese. Hey look, it's trap. Trappu in Japanese. I don't know where magnum opus is here though. I guess that, maybe? Because it appears more than once here. All about one day, her magnum opus, we mountain dogs are professionals, we'd pray to engage in battle. And this little girl is playing us like fools. Can we not beat her? Can we beat that brat? This must be a bluff. How is it possible for a trap to exist that's worse than what I've seen so far? That's a bluff. That must be a bluff. I'm definitely gonna get her. Should I start with my right foot or my left? The girl suddenly lifted her hand and thrust it at me. Is she trying to tell me to stop? 5 steps. What? You can take 5 steps without stepping on a trap, you win. I see. You're confident, aren't you? If I take 5 steps safely, what are you going to do? Let's see. I'll admit my loss and surrender. How about that? My brain is as sharp as ever day. I'll get you before you take your 5th step. Stupid fucking kid! Let's see what he actually said, though. And by what he actually said, I mean I won't be able to translate, but let's have a look anyway. Oh wait, never mind. I think that'd be ka because of the little ya here, so it's like kusa, you know, the usual for shit or damn it. Kusaga, emphasis, and ka. So he's not really exactly saying stupid fucking kid, but he is like pretty much behind. Calm down, Skylar 13. Don't let her provoke you. She's a demon. Don't let her appearance fool you. She can read your mind. We can't defeat her. Base Skylar 13. Don't go any further. That's enough. Nightingale's almost there. Just stay in position. But that would mean I'd lose. 5 steps. 5 steps, you say? Damn it. I'm in there. 5 steps, right? Just 5 steps, right? How many times do you need to repeat it? Man should only say things once unless he's whispering words of love. Damn you, kid! Let's see if it's again actually saying that or not. Okay, it looked like he was like kind of cut off. He was definitely going for Kuso again. Okonogi. Ka! There he is again. Ka! Oh. Skylark 13, she's going to read your minds. Calm down, that's right, I'm Skylark 13. I'm cool-headed, just like Gold Girl. So I need to keep a level head and think. Right, she's already onto my faults. You can see how I'll think if I have to take 5 steps towards her. Don't you hate it when you get hair in your mouth randomly like that? Whatever do you mean by that? This is what it means. I won't go forward, I'll take 5 steps. Backwards. I did it. I was certain it was a trick. If I take 5 steps, I win. She didn't say I had to move forwards. I can go backwards too, or sideways or diagonally. And that's why you're done with those 5 steps. Skylark 13 down. That fool, he let her mess with him. Or was that Satoko taunted him at the end there? Could have been. Satoko's remarkable performance wasn't just her own effort alone. Mion had mastered the geography and the enemy's formations while instructing Satoko. Satoko marked all of her traps on a map. When that map and Mion's ability to command minds, the club was simply unbeatable. Rika and Hanyu, who knew about the mountain almost as well as Satoko, relayed orders from Mion to Keiichi or Renner. They then prepared for the ambush. Traps didn't always activate when they were stepped on. Sometimes Keiichi and the others were setting them off at the right moment. Keiichi and Renner continued to fight everywhere according to Mion's orders. Sometimes they'd hide and sometimes they'd attack. One by one they eliminated their enemies. Stoker's traps had been taking down most of the enemies, but Keiichi's surprise attack with his bat had worked out successfully too. Not even the well-trained mountain dogs could respond to attacks after being stunned by these traps. Humans need a little time to react. On the research done by the US Armed Forces, the average reaction time is 15 seconds. In other words, any soldier is powerless during the 15 seconds following a surprise attack. Shortening those 15 seconds is one goal of their training, but no matter how much they train, it will never become zero. Their radio communications had actually made things much worse for them. The more they heard about damage done to the other units, the more worried they got. That slowed them down and made them think less strategically. Think it'd be the opposite. It'd be like, okay, be careful, so think more strategically. At that point, as far as Mion was concerned, the mountain dogs were no longer a force to be reckoned with.
Keiichi was successful. He bundled them all up nicely together. Nippa! Ow, 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 Satoko did it too. She finished off all of them.
Got it. Looks like we got 5 more points with this one, huh? Okay, my lovelies, what are you going to do now? About 30% of your southern army has dropped out. At least 1 or 2 men have to respond to calls from injured soldiers. What that means is that they hardly have anyone left. Any decent commander would order a retreat around now. Skylark 1, we have too many injured men in our units. We don't have anyone to continue pursuit. We have no choice but to give up. Skylark 1, we might have been badly damaged, but we're definitely narrowing the enemy's range of action. May not withdraw. Maintain the front while with what you've got. Shit. Skylark 1 to all units. Commander is basically telling us to die. Check your supplies once more and we'll resume the march. Wait, was that Okonogi? I mean, it could be Okonogi or it could be Takano. I can't tell, because Takano looked like she was going to take charge of this as well. Takano-san is so mad that she won't allow it. The morale of the unit commander is down because his request to withdraw was denied, and they have to resume the march. Here's our chance. Rika-chan, meet up with Renner and lure them into Section Z. Traps there are someone else. And you tell Kei-chan to move on to Section X. What a fun game.
Ow, 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 Mion's in perfect form. If she was born in a different era, her name would have been in the history books.
If you ask me, Nelson and Togo are both mediocre. It's like I can see this mountain inside now. Mion was the type to display exponential ability. When she's down, she's at rock bottom, but when she's in perfect form, it's just terrifying. That was the blood of the head of one of the 3 families of Hinamizawa. Mion had been around for historical battles, she would have changed history. If she were to join Napoleon, Siberia would be French territory. I don't know about that. If she were to join Hitler, Europe would belong to the Third Reich. I don't know about that either. And even with all that, the battle in the mountains was simply a diversion. I mean, yeah, she's really, kicking these guys' asses, but just let's not go too overboard with praise here. Just as Mion had expected, everything had collapsed into chaos. If the mountain dogs could think calmly, they could have realized that they hadn't seen any idols. But they didn't notice, confused as they were by all the attacks they were suffering. I mean, that's gotta be extra humiliating for them. Not only is this specially trained unit getting their asses kicked, they're getting their asses kicked by a bunch of kids, teenagers and all that, so that's it. None of the adults are actually there. Of course, that too is part of Mion's plan. The scale of the diversion would hide the fact that there was a rescue unit going to get Tomatake. Therefore, the more chaotic the battle grew on the mountain, the better it was for the rescue units. That was why she chose such an ostentatious method of fighting. But at the same time, that was exactly the kind of fight Mion that preferred. What?
Undefied Mion. Shouldn't be had preferred. She didn't intend to let it be just a diversion. She was planning to destroy the dog's main force on these mountains. Yet most frightening of all was our home advantage. It wasn't exaggerating to say the fury that defenders have priced the advantage of assailants is heavily due to their advantage of location. You know, it's like, I mean, they kind of mentioned, like, was it Napoleon that, like, tried to, like, do exactly what Hitler ended up doing as well? It's like, okay, we can handle Russia on their land. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, shit, we fucking failed. It's not just like going up against like a tough enemy that's used to the terrain. It's the terrain itself is, not gonna help when it comes to combat, is it? They're gonna be at a disadvantage in such an area. And especially if the enemy is, a lot more used to it. In that case, how was the rescue unit doing? Were they at a disadvantage because they were on the offense?